Hey guys, Kristina Nikols with author Blake D. Bauer, who wrote the book You Were Not Born to Suffer. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you.
So we don't know anything about your book. Can you tell us about it?
Yes. Well, it was the result of a healing and spiritual journey that I went through. I was addicted to drugs and alcohol as a young man, and I hit rock bottom very early at the age of 18 after being arrested a number of times for drug possession. And I played football in high school, and I was supposed to play college football. I was a captain of my high school football team, and I fell asleep in front of train tracks, in front of a freight train one night in the middle of the night after taking a lot of pills and drinking and smoking a lot of pot, and I got a DUI, and I got kicked off the team, and so at the age of 18, I basically pushed away everyone and everything that I cared about. And I went from being very arrogant and kind of thinking I was invincible to being extremely insecure and lost and confused. So my whole identity and my whole ego structure basically crumbled, and I had no idea who I was or what I wanted to do with my life, and I was suffering really deeply in my heart and in my mind. And then at the age of 18, there was a lot of pressure, what do I do with my life? Do I go to work? Do I go to school? What do I study? If I just work, what do I do? Is it all just about making money? And so that set in motion this quest. And I wanted to answer these two questions, which were burning in my heart, which is, how do I heal myself? Because I was so tortured psychologically and emotionally, and I knew deep down, like I think we all know, that life wasn't meant to be so painful and so lonely. And then I also wanted to find a clear purpose in my life. And so I felt like I had come here for a reason, but I didn't know what that was. And so that journey led me to 5 different universities where I studied psychology and nutrition and traditional Chinese medicine, so acupuncture and oriental medicine. And I kept learning more and more about how to be as healthy and happy as possible. And during that time, I became very addicted to meditation and yoga because they were the only things that made me feel better. And I have a very intense, addictive personality, so I was able to harness that and focus on constructive things instead of destructive things, and it ended up serving me very well. And so eventually I started working with people and having very good results because I felt that from healing what I had in my own heart and mind and body and life, and then doing work that I was passionate about, I could help anybody to do the same thing because I really was coming from my heart. And so I started to build up a reputation of being able to help people. But there was still something inside of me that I felt was missing, like this clarity that I would wake up every morning with, this clear passion. I could feel that the fire wasn't burning as strong as I knew it could. And I ended up having a series of realizations where I realized that everything I had studied and learned in my healing journey, my educational journey, and my spiritual journey was me doing 2 things, which was really the same thing. And that was, the whole time I was basically just looking for love, because love is what heals, love is what makes life worth living, love is what fulfills, love is what makes you passionate about your work. And so through that search for love, I was actually learning to love myself the hard way. I had never learned how to love myself, and I didn't love myself because of all the mistakes I had made and all the pain I had caused myself and other people. And from all my study and training, I could see logically how us never learning how to love ourselves as children leads to all forms of depression and disease. I could see how basically when you don't love yourself and you don't know how to accept yourself and believe in yourself and you repress your true feelings and your true self out of fear or guilt or shame, it causes the flow of energy and blood in the body to stagnate, which leads to toxicity and disease and a weakened immune system. And so I had this crystal clarity about where all disease comes from and depression and how to fix it. And I felt like in my heart, I had come to the planet to share it with as many people as I could. So I started writing a book. And that was 8 years ago that I started writing this. And now it's an international bestseller and has helped thousands of people all over the world. It's just been it's getting translated now into Spanish, which I'm so excited about. Yeah.
That's exciting. Congratulations on the success of your book.
Thank you. Was that a clear explanation?
That was clear.
Yeah.
And so does the book highlight your journey, or is it giving skills? What is like one of the key components of the book that people appreciate?
Well, in the beginning of the book, I tell my story so people can connect with me as a human being, as a man who suffers just like they do and is struggling in life, and had struggles as a child and struggles as a young adult and as an adult. And then the rest of the book is basically what I've learned from my own suffering and healing and extensive study. And also I've now worked myself with tens and tens of thousands of people all over the world. Myself through private practice and then through seminars and retreats. And so basically the book is a step-by-step guide on how to love yourself. So how to be yourself and identify what you're feeling and express it in every situation and relationship, and not compromise yourself for love and not betray yourself, and value yourself and value why you came to the planet, and not keep everything in and try to please everybody all the time. And
it's a lot of good stuff. I think our viewers can relate to
I hope
a whole
so.
lot of that. It's
I
part of
hope so.
life. How can our viewers find you?
If you just Google my name, Blake Bauer, I'll be the top hit on Google, and then
Top hit.
I'm on Facebook, and my website is unconditional-selflove.com.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.